Atlas, so shout out to him. And if he messes anything up, make sure to yell at him directly. And the best way to yell at him is to follow him on his Twitch account. So
it's a good plan. Just heckle him while he streams and whatnot.
Exactly. But we're off, and we're gonna see what we got going on already. We have 2 ridiculously good items, both probably very required. Flippers in Sanctuary and Moon Pearl in Link's House. Whew.
It's a good start. Kind of what I want to see right away is the Moon Pearl.
Well, here's the thing. It's if a lot of players like to start Sank and go straight for the flipperless Houlihan, but when you got flippers right in the chest in Sank, that kind of ruins that whole play entirely. So
yeah, but the good thing is it'll allow them to always be able to go into these rare area stuff without any question.
Yeah, so once they find 500 rupees, they'll be able to route that in, or a lot of times players will just go and just say, well, whatever, maybe I'll find rupees at, the Waterfall Cave or something, get bailed out. But we do have a glove there. And now, with the glove, we can do one of the other Houlihan strats, the bomb yourself into the grave. So, we've got options. But we're already 1 item away from Dark World access, and it's only been 1 minute and 12 seconds.
It's a bit fast-paced.
A little bit. It's going to be a Jet Seed, or are all the, it's going to be like one of those GT big keys in Ice Armos, or maybe a Ped Seed. I don't know.
It's going to be Go Mode in about 20.
It's going to be great.
Already going to the back of Escape, too. That's pretty interesting. Oh my god. Here it is, Dark World Access.
Dark World Access, 1 minute and 40 seconds. What is going on? All right, cool, great. What do you do at this point? How the heck do you route? I have no idea what you do at this point as a player.
Yeah, I'm really bad at this point because I don't like going into Dark World too early, but it's so many items right there, especially because you're already at Kakariko, so you can clear it up as well. So it just, you don't know what to do with it, and either choice could be a really good play. So it's hard to make the right one.
Definitely. And we got our first small key for Palace of Darkness. The thing is, oftentimes, you'll end up having, Kakariko or Dark World access after finishing Kakariko, but never before. So it's going to be interesting because a lot of players do opt to go ahead and clear the Light World before diving too far into the Dark World, because the last thing you want to do is, go spend too much time in the Dark World when a sword or a hammer or some other progression item is sitting in the Light World that's easily obtainable.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one who just happened to get the right Dark World access early, and then your teammate or your opponent who didn't get those immediate gloves or something has found all these different useful tools in the Light World and is now past you.
Yeah. Also, Dark World access with only 3 hearts and green mail and no weapon is not ideal. But we did see a small key at Lumberjack Cave, so there's always that going to be in the back of at least Solski's mind, since he saw that.
Although he's probably pretty happy overall with tree poles being bombs and crabs being 20s. It's a wonderful time there.
Yeah, and not just bombs, but 4 count bomb drops, which is even more optimal. So he's going to save a lot of time from what SuperNinTaylor is doing and farming bombs from this little bombable hut.
Yeah, he's already got 2 different sections of the map checked, and he's going to be clearing up the same stuff as him right now. So got pretty lucky with that choice. Good routing at the start.
Yeah, the gloves right into, where were the gloves at?
The gloves were the
Uncle?
Chest beside Uncle, I believe.
Okay.
It was either that or Uncle himself, and then the other one was back of Escape.
Nice. All right, we got Quake and Cane of Burn already in the bottom of the well, and Solstice is going to be checking out the Blind's basement. Small key 2, Dark Palace. That's 2 now. There's the book. And a heart container. Dude, you're going to be looking for those heart containers right now.
Yeah, thinking about the Dark World already. You don't want to go and get one shot by pretty much anything.
Oh, and there's our sword. And a red boomerang. And a big key. To Ganon's Tower. What?
What is happening at this one?
What is this seed? Who made this? And a
Oh
fire
my
rod.
God.
Come on!
They can already clear... Well, yeah, they can. They can clear Skull Woods right now. could just go right up there and clear it. He's got all the tools. You get that 5-minute crystal in.
Oh my gosh. This is a very rare seed. I've never seen anything like this before, so now the thing is, like, it's gonna be super like front loaded with really good stuff, and then we're gonna be spending like 2 hours looking for one more key at some
It's gonna
point.
be that ice rod. I can already tell.
It's gonna be that ice rod. But yeah, you're right. They could go up and do Skullwoods right now. Well, at least Solski can.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if he does opt to go into the Dark World right away, or if he's going to continue the usual route through Kakariko, ending with checking library, maze race, and whatnot.
Yeah, I'd be a little scared. He's got all the tools to do it, and if he's extremely skilled at the fight, it's possible. But even at 4 hearts, no matter how good you are, that's still, like, you could get bullied out of nowhere and lose a lot of time.
Yeah. I could definitely see him still doing at least, South Shore. He has enough rupees for Zora now, so that opens up that whole area, and that just... It's a nice area to write off and never have to worry about again.
Yeah.
And still, looking for other stuff. Hammer would be nice. Lamp would be nice to get.
A hammer here would be great for just routing purposes.
Yeah. Even like a sword upgrade. But yeah, so we've got options. And I'm wondering when SuperNinTaylor is going to make his way to Secret Passageway.
It shouldn't be too long. It's kind of early in 2 chests, unless he's trying to combo it in with the full escape, which might cost him a little more time. Although he has a fire rod, so getting magic might entice him to go that way.
Yeah. We also saw another small key on the library, so that's something to think about for later. And he might combo... You're right, he might combo in Hyrule Castle, now that he does have a sword, so it is doable.
That's true. He's got the sword, so he doesn't even really need to worry about the magic. Wow, and the map for Skullwoods was there, so that is even more information about that Skullwoods that we could do right now.
And Skullwoods is one of those dungeons that, doesn't require any outside items or keys or anything to complete it. Everything you can do in Skullwoods can be completed within the items you find in Skullwoods. It's kind of just like, well, no, Misery Mire still needs, like, at least the big key in order to complete it.
Yeah, it looks like Solski is going a safe route here, just getting all the guaranteed items. Not really going to miss anything this way with flippers, so he's pretty set. And NinTaylor is going to be grabbing his gloves here.
Yeah, we'll see what he does if he decides to stick around and finish out Hyrule Castle. Who knows? Maybe he could find like a sword upgrade or like a mirror, or maybe the lamp. Or if he's going to opt to just head up and check the back of Escape.
I don't know which would be better. We know which one's better just in terms of what we've found so far, but it might be... Yeah, I think this is right. He's going to run back out and clear it, or maybe even pull a tree. Also,
shoutouts to SuperNinTaylor rocking the frog sprite. That used to be my old go-to back in the day, before Garfield existed.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Oh, and there's a Skullwoods small key, which doesn't really tell you anything about the seed.
Yeah, that small key means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's mostly just now you can get out of Skullwoods a little faster instead of going through that guaranteed key room.
It's nice to find for routing purposes, but it tells you literally nothing. Yeah, could have, I'm gonna be using some bomb strats anyway, despite having the sword, but yeah, if you get a good setup like that, it's actually much faster to do it that way. There's the lamp!
Wow, it's a really good find too.
Small key to Tower of Hera, another map for Eastern Palace, and a big key for Turtle Rock. So, Mini Moldering Cave coming through. That lamp does get him up to Death Mountain, though he's going to be looking for a hook shot or the mirror, plus a hammer, if he wants to go visit the East Death Mountain section.
No Ice Rod Cave here today, but that's kind of not surprising at all when you gotta run all the way over there, or you can just swim straight to your hobo.
Yeah, this is always the challenge. It's like, how do I route this part? Do I always go up to hobo and swim back down? Or do I go straight to Ice Rod Cave and then do Zora, and then check hobo on the way to going to Eastern? Hobo is just kind of really out of the way.
Yeah, as well as Ice Rod. I mean, he could technically swim to Ice Rod Cave coming out of this instead of going to Zora, but that doesn't seem worth the time. Ooh, a good find there.
Yeah, there's our first bottle, and it's a green goo, which is always nice to have, especially for that Mothula fight. Think about it.
Very true. He's got a lot of Firepower with that fire rod green potion here.
Oh, that's a big find. That's the small key, the required small key to have access to Swamp Palace. So if that ends up being a crystal, Solski is going to have to go through Hyrule Castle in order to get that.
I didn't think I saw anything else of value in that entire escape sequence, but
Nope. It was Compass and a big 20, so good find there in the end. The one thing, though, is that Solski will be able to, when he eventually goes there and does that, is go to Zelda Cell, Death Warp, and then check the sewer chest now that he has the lamp.
I'm honestly surprised you actually swam here. I was kind of joking. I didn't think you'd do it.
Well, it's still faster than walking.
Yeah, it's a good strat. Knowing that you can swim faster than you can walk is a good idea here. So I'm just shocked he thought about it because it's really like minor time game. If it is a time game, I actually don't know. It's a lot of distance to swim.
SuperNinTaylor, unsure of what the heck he wants to do now, finding those Titan Mitts and 300 rupees. He's got some options, and this might actually be a straight to Village of Outcasts play. Or this might be Houlihan. Yep, that's what it looks like to me. So
yeah, I'd say that's Houlihan.
He's going to push this up, and then he's going to bomb himself into the hole. And for whatever reason, it confuses the game and puts you into what we call Houlihan Cave, which has 225 rupees and a friendly message from our sponsors. Oh, there's the Master Sword.
It's a good find as well. He's now able to clear all of Aga Tower. Not that he would.
Yeah, that does. If he finds like
hammer,
if he does find like a castle tower key, then all of a sudden Aga Tower is looking a little, looking a little interesting,
Yeah.
maybe.
Gotta get those 2 items at once instead of just one at a time. The other interesting thing is, even without a hammer, it's pretty much no reason to kill Aga except for that small key we don't know about, because you've got the flippers, so you can actually just swim there now to the right side.
And there's really no reason to even consider the lumberjack item until you find the boots.
Yeah, and he's got Death Mountain access as well with the lamp. There's a lot of options available to Solski right now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he decides to go to Hyrule Castle or Sahasrahla Eastern Palace before diving into the Dark World. And it looks like this might either be... Okay, this is an Eastern play.
I was expecting Escape from that path, but...
I feel like a lot of players like to put off Escape if they can.
Yeah, it is a long walk. Not really worth the time if you can find everything else.
I don't know.
Normally you would think, oh, it's a good idea because open mode, you get the stuff you need. 3 chests right away, but with Keysanity, all the dungeons actually have a lot more reward in them, so you kind of want to do those when you have the options.
Yeah, Eastern Palace just seems like always a good play to make early. Especially in Keysanity these days.
Yeah,
I'm Green Pendant.
That map is no longer useful.
Yeah, Green Pendant at Skull Woods.
I'm sure he's thinking about...
Oh, half magic for Skull Woods.
Aga Tower as well. No, half magic and the green pot now. Okay, he can kill a Mothula with the healthy edge.
I have a very, I don't know, something is telling me that Sahasrahla is going to have something now. But the game giving you all that stuff tells you literally nothing, because all the game requires you to beat Mothula is a sword and a fire rod. And, you know, Moon Pearl.
Yeah, he had that at the start of the game pretty much, so...
But it's just, it's funny to make. It's a funny joke, guys, right? Are we allowed to joke? No.
Super serious.
Super serious. This is tournament talk. No time for laughs or giggles. Especially no giggles.
I won't be giggling.
Alright, let's see this Eastern Palace. He does have a few chests he can check in here. Of course, the lamp also could be saying, hey, you should go to right side Eastern Palace. There might be something there.
That's very true. The lamp, it actually is not a sequence break.
That's
good one game.
2 useless keys for Skullwoods.
We're just missing the compass for Skullwoods here, and that's about it. Maybe the big key.
Yeah, big key. Big key would actually be nice, because then you could route all that in at once. Yeah, I guess now the real question is, depending on what he finds here, or if he even finds anything here at all, will he go for the Hyrule Castle, or just put it off? Because you never know. Let's say you go to Village of Outcasts instead, and you luckily run into, like, the mirror or something. And then you can route in a pyramid check with Hyrule Castle, and even like an agate check as well.
Yeah, even with the small key for Hera, getting a mirror doesn't really make me want to go up the mountain right now because we don't have too much access. So I'd kind of put that off, do all the Dark World stuff, maybe escape. Hopefully Agate Tower if you get the keys for it. I'm a big fan of letting Death Mountain wait.
Yeah, it's nice to go up there when you have access to right side. When you have access to as much of it, or if not all of it. Well, there's a flute. So we also have even more access to just the early parts of Death Mountain. But this also gives us access to the Mire area. And if we go there, and there's a Quake medallion on the ground, gonna be a little, gonna be, my ears are gonna perk up and be like, ooh, that might be something.
Still only at 5 hearts for NinTaylor. And I'm sure he's considering the Dark World right now.
Yeah, it looks like it. This is either the Dark World play or the Death Mountain play.
Either one is a little scary with the hearts he has. Don't want to get bouldered.
So he's going to be missing out on that flute for now in Eastern Palace, but who knows? It might not lead to anything. It is really nice to have just for quicker movement, quicker routing, quicker travel time, shorter travel time. So, oh, there's bombos. That could be huge. Oh, you know what?
Oh, it's a sick kid check.
We got a lot of Ice Palace available at this point as well.
Yeah, just open for that hammer to get the full clear on that as well.
I guess not. I guess a lot is not the right term. We have some.
I think both players here are going to be running to the same. Oh no, Solski wants to go up the mountain. Okay, never mind. Immediately.
Curious why, if he's going to do this, he might as well. Oh, he's getting rupees. Okay. Because I was like, he might as well just activate the flute and then go to Death Mountain from that. But he wants rupees so he can do chess game and digging game. And of course, you know, still need rupees for pod later, but he'll probably find some along the way.
Yep, smart resource management there. I wouldn't have thought of that myself.
Yeah, that's it's a very important aspect of the game, is good resource management, because, you know, every now and then you'll come into a situation where it's like, I'm out of magic for Cold Stare, or I ran out of arrows in the second Mimic room.
Hold on a minute. Where was that flute? I don't remember it.
It was in Eastern.
Okay.
Oh, there's a big key to Thieves Town. Gross. Nobody likes doing Thieves Town without the hammer.
Well, at least you're pretty much right there. Makes it a little easier. You don't have to think about going in 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. The question is, though, do you go in early or do you wait and hope you can find, like, the hammer? Or, like... All right.
Sorry, what was that?
What? Hello, hammer. This is a good game.
This is a Mire check.
This is a good game.
It's a really good game. I like the seed. I wish I raced it.
Yeah, this is a very nice seed. I am also jealous of it. Now, I guess the next question is, like, do you go into Thieves Town, complete all of it without that Thieves Town small key?
I would definitely go in for that. There's just one likely backtrack anyways kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, but that is, like, one of the worst backtracks next to, like, Mimic Cave or whatnot.
I will gladly lose to that if it means I'm likely to win otherwise.
That's the thing, though. It is Bombos. So he does have access to open Mire, but he doesn't have the boots or the hookshot to actually get into Mire.
Yeah.
So.
And no mirror, so checkerboard's out of his options as well.
And opting to not even check Agnes Cave the first time he was in the desert area.
It's a bit of a long walk when you want to be fluting right away. Otherwise, you basically have to think about saving quitting every time.
Small key to GT. Gonna go grab this magic refill, and this might actually be a play towards taking out Mothula. I don't see why not. There's still...
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. If you know about it.
There are times that would have saved me.
I feel like I learned about its existence because from playing an Randomizer where the pot keys are shuffled, or just pots are shuffled in general.
And you just couldn't find what you wanted.
Yeah, so I was looking for that small key that Taylor just picked up, and I was like, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, it's over here. Ooh, Taylor's got to be careful here. These guys do a lot of damage.
Yeah,
they're
pretty scary.
What he doesn't know is that the stunned enemy drop is actually hearts. Solski checked that earlier, and Solski getting a nice fairy drop, though he was only short 1 heart, so not entirely
He's in
effective.
good position right now.
He
Yeah,
does
he skipped the front half though to do this, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Which I agree with. Sometimes players will opt to go ahead and just go straight to the back section and finish that, especially while you're still at, full health, full magic. Also, having that half magic from Sahasrara is going to be very helpful for Solski in this Mothula fight.
Fortunately for NinTaylor, he is indoors. Oh no, that was intentional to get himself out of that chest. That's a good point. I did not notice he got there already.
Yeah, and also Solski finding those small keys in the overworld. Or just, yeah, I think it was in the overworld.
Resource management here by NinTaylor, going through the room normally to grab all the possible health and whatnot you can get so you don't get stuck.
Oh, there's a nice fairy drop. Yeah, Solski's not going to have to waste magic killing the Gibdo or anything later. He might opt to do it anyway, just to have 1 extra. No, he'll probably grab that small key on the way back, just so he could route the front half a little bit easier. But yeah, this is going to be a tough fight for both these players. Maybe less so for Solski having that half magic. So let's hope that we have a 100% success rate coming up.
Yep, Master Sword makes it a little nicer than when they had the Fighter's Sword only.
Yeah, definitely.
Just 8 hits while he doesn't go into spikes to kill, and that's a good spot for him to land in. For NinTaylor there.
I think he still has 1 more fire out shot.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep, there it is. Ooh, he's got to be. Oh, one hit KO.
One swing away. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And synced.
Wow, simultaneous. GG's to both these guys. That's a dicey fight, especially for Taylor taking it out with 1 heart left.
And no half magic to make it a cakewalk either.
So at least for routing through the Dark World, SuperNinTaylor is going to have a little bit extra, going to be a little bit ahead of Solski just because he's already checked all of Skullwoods. But at this point now, it's going to probably be a play down to Village of Outcasts, and we'll see if he goes for the Thieves Down play. We don't know if it's a Pendant or a Crystal yet.
No, we'll have to find that out when he kills him, because I don't believe they found the map for it, and I don't think they're going to check anyways.
Solski also taking the Death Warp.
Yep, he's going to be about a minute behind NinTaylor on the way out. Although he has to do the front half as well, so he's going to be a lot more. I would assume NinTaylor will be in Thieves by the time he's out of the Skullwoods area. Unless, maybe not with this path.
Just a heart container at Bumper Cave, so that cape suddenly doesn't look that valuable.
Still wish you had it though, for just that heart right now. But once he finds the cape, I'm sure he'll be healthy enough to not care.
Yeah, I don't even know if players at this point would even spend time getting that heart.
I probably wouldn't, but I would regret it eventually.
If he had died to Mothula or something. Alright, so few chests to check around Village of Outcasts. We'll see if we get any progression here. Can also check Peg Cave, and we'll see. I wonder if we'll get a frog tour from both these players as well.
They have the tools to tour the frog around, but with what they have, they might be more interested. Would you think about clearing Swamp Palace front half?
Looking for the hook shot?
Just anything that might progress you to it. It's a tough call, I would think.
Yeah, it's a tough call to make without the hook shot. I remember there was a discussion some people had yesterday during one of the races, or maybe afterwards, that people are more likely to go into Swamp Palace without the hammer to check the first 2 chests than to go into Swamp Palace without the hook shot to check the front half. But you never know. that hookshot could be easily be in there.
Yeah.
It just it makes routing left side so much easier. It's so much quicker.
I guess there isn't too much they're looking for in terms of unlocking areas now. You got Samaria for dungeons, bow for dungeons, boots for dungeons, and a few items. So I guess mirror is your biggest concern right now. If you don't find that hookshot to get into Hera and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they do kind of need that mirror in order to get the swamp anyway.
Also forgot about that as well. So I guess, yeah, you probably take the dwarf on a trip because you're not going into a dungeon anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if they find, I guess the only issue would be is if they find the mirror along the way. Because if I wasn't taking the frog on the tour, I would definitely, and I find the mirror, I would definitely do the pyramid to high roll check, at least for Solski.
Yeah, and without the mirror, you might just go straight to pod as well. So you have to think about whether or not you're worrying about the bow locked portions of pod, or if you're worrying about losing the dwarf because of Kiki. It's interesting how many items they've found towards their progression already, but a general lack of keys for everything else.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's going to come down to is, you're excited because you find all these really good items early, but this is Keysanity, so you only found half the items so far.
Yeah, there's a lot missing.
Yeah, it's like the race I commentated yesterday. We had 6 or 7 big keys by the time they got their first crystal. So it was pretty much the opposite of this one, but it was still like a fast seed.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of the way you want it to be. There are a lot of keys or a lot of items that it keeps opening up locations to you instead of you get like little fragments of the map over and over again.
I'm curious to see if this is going to be one of those. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the play is. Small key to Meyer. Okay. So yeah, if you get hookshot, do you go to Meyer? If you get mirror, do you go to swamp, or do you go? If you get mirror, I go straight to Death Mountain.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a big fan of doing Mire without a big key, but you might have to. So, and we don't even know what it is yet, so it's kind of a tough call as well.
And there's the mirror. So we'll find out what the play is going to be. Good call going into the Thief Sound. So the seed's getting even more linear. Skull Woods to get Thieves Town, Big Key, and Hammer. We don't know what the hospital has. He might actually have nothing. And then go straight to Thieves Town to get the mirror. So now these players might even opt to do like Purple Chest along the way to Hype Cave as well.
Yeah. You get all the tools to do that dwarf stuff done, so...
Purple Chest, Bombos Tablet, all that stuff.
Follow it up with the Agano check as well.
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to, you could follow that up. Well, I guess you wouldn't follow it up with the Agano check so much as you'd follow it up with Desert first and then the Agano check.
Oh yeah, true. That mirror does get them into Desert, though Desert doesn't look that optimal when you don't have the big key or small key.
No.
Because you can only check 2 chests, and one of them you can't even, you can check it, but you can't get it because you need the boots. Ooh, Solski's got to be careful. Even with Blue Tunic, those guys still do quite a bit of damage.
At least he's aware of the heart drops and is using them well. Oof.
Taking a hit immediately. Fortunately, there are, there are more hearts along the way to grabbing the maiden from the cell. I think 2 more hearts, and I don't know, the blue horsemen or lizards or whatever the hell they are tend to drop hearts pretty often, I've noticed.
It's a really good kill by NinTaylor there. Almost the perfectly sequenced fight.
Oh, there's Tempered Sword. Whew! And a crystal, so Thieves Town, very much a good play.
Yeah, I'd say that worked out a little bit.
And also along this route down to Dark World, we'll be able to find out exactly what our Pyramid Fairy Crystals are going to be.
I guess we're heading upwards with the mirror to do the graveyard checks. No boots, though, for the King's Tomb. I'm not sure this is
Yeah, this is a little bit out of the way. At least he does have mitts, so he doesn't have to like walk through the graveyard to get up here.
yeah.
He could just go along the top. But
With the hammer, you could just save and go out straight to the swamp section portal, but I mean, you've left so much behind without doing digging game and all that. You're kind of be routing up anyways.
yeah, it'd be better if he had that flute, because then he could just flute back to Kakariko and go back into the Dark World.
Yeah.
Ooh, Solski missing a swing on the first hit. Let's see if he actually drops down or not. Nope, got him in time. Small key 2, Ice Palace.
Another very useful key for routing purposes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, with that hammer now, Ice Palace, though it would be a logic break, because Ice Palace requires a big key in order to complete it by the logic, since of course it doesn't require bomb jumps. They can do all of Ice Palace with some choice routing options. Or bomb jobs.
Yep. And pretty happy with the hammer for that as well. That was such a good find.
Alright, so usually at this point, if you have the hammer in the midst, it's digging game, grab the frog, peg cave, turn the frog in,
Yep.
grab the purple chest, do all that, then walk all the way down.
Got the full Dark World tool going on here, and unfortunately you can't do the digging game with a follower, so this is the way we have to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but sometimes you just gotta accept the annoying
a little
route.
longer so that NinTaylor can be digging with him. Ah,
Hey, big 20.
almost sinkage. They got out just in time. A similar dig pattern too.
Yeah, finding that mirror is really nice because the blacksmith stuff is like really slow when you have to use save and quit strats to do it. Now, I wonder if we'll see a different routing option from Solski, since he can, if he really wants to, just mirror and then flute the purple chest over and then come back. Of course, I think that would only be optimal if he had the boots, because then he wouldn't have to like worry about losing the chest running through it. But since he has to walk through it anyway, probably be faster just to go ahead and just stop doing that, game. All right, well, we'll find out what he's gonna do, if he's gonna do that thing I just said.
We don't get to predict any movement whatsoever, because every time we think about it, the game's like, okay, hold on here.
Well, that's good for both of them getting the boots at roughly the same time, so no one's going to have a tremendous advantage of having boots before the other.
All right, we learned what else is where. Please.
I don't know. I'm too afraid to say anything.
I'd assume he still walks it, because it just, I don't know, it feels better to me to do it this way, because you can make choices based off what you get.
See, I would go here, mirror, and then flute it over. But that's just me. If he had the hook shot as well, then I would take the route he's taking, because you could just hook and then dash to kind of...
Can't really do the damage boosts, because there's like no enemies until this point, and they're kind of in the middle anyway, so you're not really looking to dash.
Mm-hmm. I guess at the same time, though, whenever you get a mirror involved, you know, there's always that fear of accidentally mirroring without the chest and losing it.
Yeah. I know for a long time it took me a bit to understand where I should leave the chest so I don't lose it all the time.
Oh, smart play by Taylor. He is checking that small key in the library.
That is a good play. Not really
good memory
in your mind.
All right, we got a small key on one side for GT and the other one for Palace of Darkness. Which, that's a much more important small key than the GT one. So good call for SuperNinTaylor remembering that, and it looks like Solski actually is remembering that as well.
Yep, he's heading right back. Now he'll probably flute it in.
He probably really saw... Yeah. Seeing that small key there probably made him think, oh, right. There was one nearby, I should go back.
Yeah, and I would It's odd that he left his chest right there, though, because now you have to walk all the way back to Flute Away with it.
Yeah, he might just be continuing with it instead of going into the... He needs to use that flute to his advantage. The problem is, it would have made more sense to do that in Village of Outcasts, because if he was to flute it now, he'd have to, still walk all the way back down here. Oh, that was close.
That would have been really unfortunate there.
He almost lost it, because if you don't have your chest with you when you go through a portal, it despawns, and then you have to walk all the way back to go get it again. So.
Yeah. And at the point he's at, there's not much this way aside from Hype Cave, but you don't want to have to go grab that chest again, then flute it over, and then worry about Hype Cave. Because he was in the middle at that point, so you're kind of just sitting there like, do I grab the purple chest again right now? Do I just do Hype Cave and flute around a bit? It's just one item location. It's kind of a long way to go.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to find out what's at purple chest, as well as what our Pyramid Fairy crystals are. Compass, and then Mire and Desert are our pyramid crystals. So Mire required and Desert required. So we're going to need both of those big keys at some point, as well as Cana Samaria. They do actually now have access to doing all of Mire, except for, of course, finishing it and checking the big chest, now that they have those boots. Small shield from Bombos. Goody.
See this Hype Cave. See this
More
Rookie
money.
Cave.
Hey! See this Vitorp Cave. Well, we had so much hype in the early game that there was none left for Hype Cave, so...
That could have been a 5 big key cave right there. That would have been as hype as it gets.
No, you gotta do 5 Compass Cave.
That would be wonderful.
That's the dream. That's like hype for the wrong reasons. Alrighty, well, now I'm assuming Solski's going to do Pyramid into Hyrule Castle and all that stuff, so...
Yeah, I don't believe he checked the red crystals yet.
Not yet.
So hopefully he thinks about that on the way out.
Yeah.
I know some players just opt not to do it, because they decide, well, I'm going to probably clear those anyways, but I think routing-wise, it's better to check.
When you have that free information, you just got to take it.
It's like a 10-second check, and you get valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have much about the pendants right now, but it helps a lot. Nice bomb buy. I don't think he realized he hadn't picked up an ammo capacity yet.
Yeah, he only ended up getting 4 more bombs, which, more bombs is always more better.
Yeah. But, I mean, you're heading to Pod, which is Bomb City. Almost every
that's
pod
true.
in the entire dungeon has a bomb under it.
Alright, here's that Pyramid check. Yeah, because he's nowhere near doing, like, Pyramid Fairy, because a lot of players like to do Pyramid Fairy into Pyramid check.
He could be thinking about mirroring here, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Oh, we got a Blue Goo at Agonist Cave, and a...
Ooh, this could be...
Maps are still kind of useful, as long as it's not Mire or Desert.
Why, game? Why?
That's even worse. Alright, well, this is looking like straight Aga tower play.
Yeah, I believe that was a bottle from Egina.
Yeah, it was a Blue Goo. But yeah, SuperNinTaylor does not have that flute from Eastern, so he's going to have to go into Desert the normal way. Which, this is still an interesting play. He's only going to be able to get 2 items, the chest, and then whatever's on the torch. I think there was...
the flute here.
There was just a compass on the Desert Ledge, so nothing of value there. But who knows? This could be a huge play.
Could be 2 great items.
That's it for Aga Tower. We don't have a small key, so we can't progress any further in there to get the other chest.
Yep, but we can go through the dark room. And I believe he hasn't done the back still, so...
Nah. Also, he's done so far has been the 3 chests in the back from the graveyard drop.
There's no reason for Solski to have gone into Swamp, because he doesn't have the key, which is sitting at Zelda's cell.
T-Rock small key. I feel like there's still always like a small key on that torch in Keysanity.
Sometimes it gets upgraded to a big key.
Yeah, sometimes. It's like the game just wants to be as close to vanilla as possible.
It sure tries. I don't think it's allowed to be, though.
We haven't had any vanilla items yet. the seed, at least like in their respective dungeon. But this is a... All right, let's recap real quick. We're still looking for a few more dungeons. We do need the bow, just in general, but also for Eastern Palace. We still need to find the Canis Tamaria. We have all the medallions. Still need that hook shot. And maybe Ice Rod if T-Rock is a crystal. We're still looking for 2 more pendants as well.
After that, it's all just keys. More keys.
Oh, man.
The Ice Rod swim. Both players opting to take it.
If only he had gone to Eastern, he would have had that flute to do this even faster.
Yeah.
But fortunately for him, until like we get a checkerboard cave check or a Mire check from Solski, the flute's not really hurting him at all.
Yeah, it's a faster whip Death Mountain, but not too big on his mind right now, I'm sure. Death Mountain's pretty nice right now because they have access to like 20 items, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's actually more.
I'm curious. I mean, Solski's routing is great. I love this routing that he's doing here.
Ooh, NinTaylor is going to be pulling off some water walking.
What is he going for though? Well,
making sure he has it, and it looks like he's saving it for the Zora Ledge stuff to go a little faster, but
he's already been a Zora though.
Oh, he's opting to go this way. Odd.
Maybe he hasn't
he's
done.
not aware that you can jump down twice with it and keep it.
Maybe. Okay. Well, I mean, that works, I guess.
The faster
I guess. Yeah. We also did see the sewer chest holding the silver arrows. So temperate silver is a nice advantage for Solski, and the fact that SuperNinTaylor has done all of Hyrule Castle, except for sewer chest and Aga, it might be a while before he goes back in there. But we are going to see our pod check from Solski. He does have 3 small keys. Doesn't have the bow, but he does have access to quite a bit in this dungeon. And when you have the lamp, you're kind of like, yeah, pod seems like a good play.
Yeah, it's got a lot of options for him right now. There's no big key in his inventory for the big chest, so it's a little rough because you're gonna have to go there exactly twice to get that big chest, which is a little frustrating. But
or wait for it.
Doesn't work for me.
Wait, were you hoping Sasha was gonna have the pod key or something?
Nah, it just would have been if you mentioned it, but since I was talking, it doesn't work out.
Solski, you forgot something.
Yeah, when you mirror there, you have to actually leave the little small maze and then come back into it to grab Kiki, because she doesn't spawn until you are out of the square section that she is in.
I'm surprised he made it that far without noticing. It's pretty easy to tell when you have a purple monkey following behind you.
Yeah, it's a little noticeable.
Oh, and then he doesn't even get the little quick menu, quick animation or whatever from. If you're dashing up there, right before you hit the trigger spot, you can like hold down and like basically toggle down and back up again, and it'll make Kiki skip one of his like jump animations, or no, it makes him skip the walking up to your spot animation because he'll just like jump there immediately.
The bomb jump from NinTaylor on the second try is pretty good.
Yeah, should probably grab that heart right in that pot next to him just so he's not at half health. Yeah, still at 6 hearts, which is incredible.
Dangerous dungeon to be low in.
Yeah, definitely. Though he will be able to complete this because he does have Tempered Sword, Hammer, Fire Rod. Didn't get the Bombos from Eastern, so he's not going to have... Or Half Magic from Sahasrahla.
Yeah, he's short a lot of those tools, unfortunately. It's amazing how much Solski found in the first 15 minutes. He's decked. Not much of this came from the last 20.
Yeah, it's interesting to be 44 minutes in and not yet checking Sahasrahla Eastern.
Interesting key usage there, though.
Oh, from Solski?
Yeah, he opened the big key location. Only has 1 key left. So he's going to need to perform a bomb jump if he wants to get the back half.
Oh, well, now SuperNinTaylor can mirror out and find out what his dungeon holds for him. Is it a crystal or a pendant? Oh, and another map. For Thieves Town. So, 2 maps in Ice Palace. I heard that they're discussing adding a crystal and/or pendant icon to the actual map when you're in a dungeon. So
Yes.
for this case where you find a map inside the dungeon, you could just map and find out what it is while you're there, which I really like. As well as like if you forget and need to double check.
Yeah, it was brought up that having to leave just to check and come back was kind of frustrating, which I agree with. It's a nice change by the devs.
So hopefully that makes its debut in V29. We got a map for Solski for T-Rock, which we also don't know about.
No bomb jump.
No bomb jump.
I guess he has to get the key anyways to come back, so it's not a big concern. Although the big key could be there. I'm pretty sure by logic. The big key could just be sitting next to it in that room. Not currently with the keys they have, but it's possible, depending on where the other keys are.
Yeah, he might be making the play that maybe Pod's, a pendant. And he might not have to go back there, but...
Surprising. I'm immediately map check.
Oh, and getting that powder, he's going to go ahead and check back cave next. I am waiting for this Death Mountain play. I really want to see that.
Yeah, I'm glad they delayed it, and I like that they're delaying it even longer, because if they find some area before they go up, they can actually just full clear the mountain. Ish. I mean, keys aside.
Ish. Nothing really going on for SuperNinTaylor in Ice Palace quite yet. Doesn't have the big key, so we can't check the big chest. So, and we just got maps out of here. But he will be able to kill Cold Stare and find out if it's a pendant dungeon or a crystal. But yeah, this is an unfortunate dungeon to complete all of, find nothing, and then get a pendant out of.
Yeah.
So let's hope that's not the case.
King's Tomb, what do you have today? Hopefully
yeah,
something.
He'll be able to check Bonk Rocks on his way up to Death Mountain. Ooh.
That very useful compass to tell him that he hasn't done. It might help him remember he hasn't done the big chest. There's a small chance he forgets.
Yeah, and SuperNinTaylor not having enough magic to take out the ice shell in the first phase, so having to drop that blue potion. And nothing, and nothing. Oh gosh, that sucks.
That's a rough dungeon choice with that.
Yeah, well, and there's the big key for Eastern. All right, well that opens up one item for now. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes when you sequence break, because of course Ice Palace requires a big key to complete, so the logic might not be intending for him to do it.
We are still not going up that mountain. This is going to be a checkerboard, possibly a mire dive. No mountain access or checking yet.
This might be a mountain check from SuperNinTaylor.
That's true. Least... He still doesn't have the flute. Oh.
Yeah. King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks.
King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks for him probably will lead him up the mountain because he doesn't have the flute.
Bombs. All right. Maybe Solski will pop into desert real quick.
That's a good point. He could just take a quick check there and then head on. I believe that'll get him his third T-Rock key. I believe he's at 2. Since the others were Stumpy and Circle of Bushes, I believe. Both of them back to back. That might not be right.
Yeah, it is interesting putting off Death Mountain this long. Especially, right after they got the mirror. I mean, of course, you want to have the hookshot so you can route in Hookshot Cave as well. But...
Oh, I had the key count wrong, that's why. One's GT.
Alright. Here we go. Death Mountain, finally. Let's see what we're going to find. We have a lot of stuff to check up here. Oh, come on. He's got to go check what's that, Lumberjack first. Which is a small key, but we have 0 Castle Tower keys, so...
Yeah.
Nothing of value, but this is... Oh, man, this is looking like the Meyer play right here.
Yeah. Unless he just wants to use the Bombos and leave. Control us a little bit. I'm sure he's going in.
I don't hate this play. But at the same time, if, SuperNinTaylor finds Kane and the big key for Meyer up in Death Mountain, while Solski finds nothing, this will actually potentially make up for his unfortunate Ice Palace play.
Yeah, the odds are really in NinTaylor's favor right now. So many locations up here, it's unbelievable.
At the same time, I could easily see Meyer holding the hook shot. I've seen so many times where it's like Bootsley to hook shot in Meyer, since you only have 2 ways to get into Meyer. Oh wow, there's the bow from the old man, so
That's a good find.
that also makes Solski's early pod play look less ideal.
Yeah, but he has the silvers, which means when he gets that bow, he'll be cleaning up people pretty quickly. Bosses and the likes. And that silvers being in the dark sewers might be a very late check from NinTaylor.
It's really funny because like if a player goes through the entire game and then like crash lands on the pyramid, they could go down, mirror, go into the sewer, get the silvers, mirror out, go back up, fight again.
Yeah, we saw something similar with a dark sewers check earlier. Well, not earlier, but a long time ago. I don't remember when I saw it, but basically that happened and it worked out really well for them because they had the presence of mind to think about their location.
Yeah, we're getting new material from both players. Let's see which one of these works out. There's a map to Tower of Hera, so that's immediate information, and it is a crystal, so we will need that Tower of Hera big key at some point. I wonder if SuperNinTaylor is going to go ahead and check basement, having that small key already.
I think that's the right play. You don't want to go in here just for the 2 and have to come back. Just another dead dungeon for NinTaylor here, nothing in it at all so far. Hopefully he doesn't spend another while doing a basement to find nothing again. This Ice Palace wasn't so kind. He's hoping this one will be a little nicer for him.
Oh, is Tower of Hera big key in Ice Palace?
No, it was just that he hasn't gotten anything from the dungeon yet, and he's about to do a tile room for potentially nothing as well.
Oh, he does have the big key for this dungeon.
Oh,
It must have been one key I missed. My bad, guys. Didn't see that one. What part of what part of Ice Palace was that? Maybe it was the. I think I missed the Freezor, the 2 Freezor chests. All right, well, never mind. So this is a good play.
Here was the Freezor chest.
All right, yeah, that was the only one I missed, of course. Sorry about that, guys.
I was not seeing too much in ice. Every time I looked over, he wasn't near a chest, so I looked away. Thieves Town, that's gonna haunt him.
Hyrule Castle, that's gonna haunt him. All right, well then that entire Pendant Dungeon Ice Palace. So at this rate, you know, this might be a Tower of Hera big key go mode for Solski at some point. Which, you know, he'd be able to save some time not having to check, you know, finish the dungeon. And especially because the 2 freezer room is pretty, you know, it's right at the beginning, relatively. You still have to do the bomb jump and all that, but yeah, this is other than that small key. Oh, and there's the cane. So that Ice Palace is even more important at this point. So that thing I just said is even more wrong. Small key too, Dark Palace. So
also a good find. Going up that mountain pretty much gave him everything he needed to clear out a lot of stuff.
So I take that
looking really good.
I take that back entirely. That Ice Palace play was legendary. So that's good for SuperNinTaylor right now.
You got a very little to find now that isn't just keys.
Yeah, we still need to find out what T-Rock is, and I think SuperNinTaylor did get a map, or one of them got a map.
I think it's Solski got it in pod, so just one map check from Solski would be really useful.
Solski now gonna get his bow and think, dang, I did that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like you get the bow, and then all of a sudden you can route pod even easier and save a lot of keys. Because if you know the hammer jump, and you, if you know the hammer jump, and you're willing to like go through the dungeon a few extra times, you can actually get through it with only 4.
Yeah.
get through it and full clear it with only 4 keys.
Unfortunately for Solski, I believe, I guess with the bomb jump and a mirror, he could clear it with, still 4, I believe, but except for skipping a chest, so if he doesn't need that last chest he hasn't looted, he can...
yeah, so he's going to need 5 keys now.
Ooh, we see the very edge of a key up there on Hookshot Cave, which is obtainable right now.
Yeah, he'll be able to get that once he goes in there. But yeah, we're about to see a lot of items. We're going to see a lot of chests coming up.
And Spike Cave here, not something NinTaylor did.
And it's Bombos for T-Rock, which was in Eastern Palace.
Double Bombos medallion requirement.
So the thing is,
boy, that's actually really huge.
Yeah, that. I mean, if once he gets that, that leads. Yeah, because he'll have all the information he needs, as far as I know, or at least all the information we'll need.
Yeah, and the important thing about that is the map check will tell him T-Rock as well, which he might not remember he has the map to, so it'll give him 2 bits of information for what was the price of 1, if he even map checks.
And we got the useless map to Misery Mire was in, and a heart piece was in Super Bunny, so nothing really there.
Solski map check, please.
Please let us know.
No.
Opting to not grab that fire shield.
That's a waste of time, Willard.
It's a way, yeah. I mean, it's only useful for blind, and blind's already dead.
And the laser bridge, if you don't want to deal with moving around the lasers in any weird way.
Well, you still have to get Mirror Shield, and who knows if we'll get that. And he has half magic and burn, he'll be fine. And small key 2, Desert Palace, alright. Well, that's 2 more items you can get in Desert. And,
it's not a great feeling for Solski coming up.
Yeah. Oh, there's the red mail, so... No hook shot, SuperNinTaylor. Unless you're gonna... Oh, is he gonna hover?
No. He's just baiting us.
Don't.
He's lying to us.
He's not. This is a total joke. He's gonna try once and leave. Good try, though. What's he doing? Yeah. Spiral Cave, and then you still have Paradox Cave. And Solski deciding to lag the game even more in this tile room by shooting silver arrows.
Swinging some sword beams around as well.
These guys are just being goofy now.
Gotta have fun with it.
Yeah. That's what this tournament's all about. It's just a fun tournament.
Get blocked, Solski.
Small key to Turtle Rock.
It's good find. Now you've got the ability to clear Turtle Rock minus the Ice Rod and the Ice Rod. Yeah, just the Ice Rod. So you could full clear loot-wise up till Trinex. And if Solski maps for us, you jerk, we can figure out what these are.
I don't know what is going on with SuperNinTaylor. He's making some weird movements.
So a little flustered with the amount of chests he has to open. So he's
it's a little overwhelming when you have all this stuff you can do.
Yeah, might have even been thinking Super Bunny at the time and went in the wrong one.
Yeah, so for a little recap, Solski needs to go to Ice Palace, Pendant Ice Palace, to get the Tower of Hera Big Key, which leads to a crystal at Moldorm, as well as the Cane of Samaria. Oh, there's your Mirror Shield.
Yay!
Laser Bridge. Not yet. SuperNinTaylor needs to go to...
Pendant T-Rock.
Pendant T-Rock. Alright, so that Ice Rod's not really looking that useful, but that Laser Bridge might be holding something dear. But yeah, SuperNinTaylor needs to go do Eastern Palace, which now that he has the Big Key and Bow, he'll be able to do it in one go, which is actually really good for him. he'll pick up the required Bombos medallion that he needs for Meyer, and maybe T-Rock, as well as the required flute to get to Meyer. So this is just how it goes, man. Luck of the draw. SuperNinTaylor putting off Eastern Palace for a while. We'll get to go do it in one shot and just save a little bit of time. And who knows, maybe if he finds the pod key, big key in there. Oh, wait, does that mean that pod is the last? No. Pod is a crystal. So pod and swamp are crystals. We have all the information we need.
Yep, everything is now unlocked to us.
So, stuff that we're still looking for. Desert Palace, big key. Palace of Darkness, big key. Meyer, big key. So 3 more big keys. And then we're good to go.
Scary amount of GT keys already, though. Hopefully, no. Well, I guess there is nothing that could be on the pedestal that matters to them anymore. It's actually not possible.
Yeah, I usually rule out pedestal anyway if it's if it has like a pendant T-Rock.
Well,
the likelihood is so slim.
I guess it is possible that you have to get some annoying things to find a key there, but all the important items gone.
All right, so it's time to find out what Solski missed over in the Dark Maze in Pod. But yeah, this works out for SuperNinTaylor because he'll be able to check a lot of stuff in here, as well as the bow lock section. And then if he can't find the pod key in here, the big key, he'll just get to mirror and then do all of Eastern Palace, where he'll get his other stuff. And who knows, maybe Armos Knights or the big chest is holding some more progression. Oh, he's going to opt to do Eastern first. That's actually a smarter play.
Wait a second. How far? Okay, so it was the double Freezors that had the Hera-big key.
Yeah, so
which
that
means it's
requires no bomb jump.
Possible that Samaria was actually required for ice as well, so that hookshot could be locked behind more ice shenanigans.
True. The game could have made you get the big key in Ice Palace to go up to Tower of Hera to get the cane to go back and kill a cold stare.
Which
but
leaves hookshot available on pedestal.
Yeah, until we find that Ice Palace big key, though, we can't really even make that claim yet.
Yeah, that's true. The big key's anywhere. Could even be in Gaines Tower at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, oftentimes you don't even think about Ice Palace as a sequence break unless, like, you do it without flippers or something. Because, well, in normal modes, you skip the big key anyway. But sometimes the big key location can kind of determine what you're supposed to have to beat Ice Palace. I don't know. Ice Palace logic is just wonky.
I don't know enough about the Ice Palace logic. I usually focus on the pod logic, and it's confusing enough as it is.
Ooh,
that
cape
for that 1 heart.
Yeah. Super useful. Well, SuperNinTaylor's about to go get his Bombos medallion. He did just pick up the flute, and then he'll be able to go take on the Armos Knights, get his crystal, and whatever item he's holding. And it looks like Solski is now going to be making his trip into Ice Palace, where he'll get his Tower of Hera big key and more than likely go ahead and finish the entire dungeon. So, for his sake, he needs Armos to not have anything, and he needs the other stuff he missed in Pod to be nothing.
Yeah, an interesting choice to make this. Well, I guess you don't have the keys for Pod yet, so you wanna wait on Pod a little bit longer to get the remaining keys. You need to combo that with Eastern.
Yeah, at this point, I'm feeling like T-Rock has got to be the next play, unless like the Meyer big key is in the Bowlock section of or one of the required big keys is in the Bowlock section of Pod.
I'm feeling a little bit of a swamp double dip.
Gross.
I know it's not.
Don't say that.
Not a pleasant time, but it's gonna be. I can feel it. It's gonna be what we need to do.
Yeah, because with 3 keys for T-Rock, you can get all the way to Laser Bridge. Can you do that and check the vanilla big key location as well?
Yep. You cannot kill Trinex is all, which, I mean,
Right.
with the Ice Rod, you're not really worried.
Gotcha.
You can just full clear all of T-Rock right now in terms of what you should reasonably do.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that is also
Trinex would blow.
a relatively slow full clear.
Yeah.
T-Rock is pretty large, even when you have boots.
Without hookshot, you can't do any of the nice, easy, keep yourself alive strats, but half magic, full magic, with both immunities, I'm kind of not really worried.
Yeah, you gotta do the slow route on that right side. No, just a heart piece for SuperNinTaylor, so this is good for Solski. Armos Knight's only having that crystal. Another thing to think about, though, is if and when SuperNinTaylor will ever make his way back to Hyrule Castle, because, you know, Tempered Sword Silverless is not too bad, but if it comes down to like a difference of having silvers versus not having silvers.
Yeah, I think that's like a 30-second kill difference.
And at this point, we've only seen like maybe 4 or 5 out of maybe 6 out of all total races in the tournament so far that have been less than a minute difference.
Yep, and Solski, not having done Graveyard Ledge, actually doesn't have the key for this, so he's gonna have to quickly do a bomb jump here if he really, really wants to. Which it seems he does. Did he just... That was weird. He made the swishing sound as if he activated Bomb Boost, but didn't go.
So, if anyone's been looking in the ALTTP Randomizer Discord, there's been... I don't know if it's really a discovery, but apparently if you use the medallions like right on the ledge of a hole, you can actually cancel the animation. Uses the magic, but it cancels the entire animation and just stops it.
Oh.
So I think he just inadvertently did that.
That's interesting. I didn't know about
just
that.
funny because we were just talking about it.
Not really noticeable the magic loss on half magic, but it's a bit of a time loss.
Yeah, someone has mentioned in chat, having silver arrows does make the Vitreous fight a little bit easier, but when you have Tempered Sword and Cape, it's pretty insignificant.
Yeah, I would say at the current moment, silvers will make up about a minute and 20 or so, with Vitreous getting a super easy quick kill on Helma. Let's see, what else is there? I guess Armos. Solski's gonna go up against them and one-shot them.
Yeah.
Save
SuperNinTaylor
a few seconds.
picking up a Turtle Rock small key in pod, so that brings him up to 4. And yeah, he still has 4 pod keys. So he still has a lot to work with right now.
Yep. He's making the right choices to be able to clear this, but he doesn't have the big keys, so it's not really on his mind, I would assume.
And we haven't seen the Dark Maze yet, and he'll probably have enough keys to just go ahead and check all the chests along the way. Though I wonder... Actually, no, he will be able to full clear this dungeon with the 4 pod keys. He just has to go through... He has to hammer jump, and he has to go through the bow section at least... Oh, he doesn't have the key. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Literally just said that like 50 times. It's a lot of stuff to remember.
Yeah, Keysanity is really, really tough to go over, especially because we've commentated so many normal ones, and they've played so many normal ones. It's really hard to keep your mind on what you can and can't do.
Well, once he finds that pod key... So, let's see. What if it ends up being in Dark Maze or something like you were saying earlier?
Feel real good for NinTaylor if he does the bomb jump.
Alright, well, Solski, all he has left to do is go fight Cold Stare, which we know has nothing.
Nothing but a pendant, which he is fully aware this is a pendant dungeon if he's been keeping... No, he technically isn't, because while he knows all the crystals that he's seen, he didn't see all the pendants that we've seen, so he actually doesn't know if this is a pendant or a crystal.
Mm-hmm. Yo, nice cane dash / bonk to hit the switch.
It's a good strat. I know Christos is very fond of using cane for pretty much every use.
I've seen that used where you just place it to block them from like moving over there, so you can bonk back, hit the switch, and then come back. But I'm stealing that. I'm going to use that.
Can't wait to find out what this is in this maze.
Yeah, this could be huge. Solski having a little bit easier of a time. I wasn't even say it was a little bit easier. Pretty much about the same between both players. It is pendant.
Now he knows where all the pendants are.
Alright, so only 50 rupees in there. So if there's nothing in Dark Maze, then Solski's actually sitting pretty right now. He's not going to be too far behind. He needs to go right back up to Tower of Hera, though.
A bomb jump. This could be huge here for his key usage.
See if you can get the pixel line up. That looks good to me.
And a nice bomb jump. No big key,
And
but
muscle memory, always got to check that chest anyway.
Yep.
Every time.
And
All right, 2 big chests coming up. Fingers crossed. Small key 2, Misery Mire. Useless. Close. If that was the big key, that would have been legendary.
Yeah, still got this wonderful chest here that I'm sure is actually just not good. Yeah.
Oh, all right. If you're a Solski fan, you can kind of breathe easily right now.
Yeah, it's pretty even. Solski's probably going back to Hera here. He's gonna get his Samaria.
Looks
think
like
about some Turtle Rock.
SuperNinTaylor's going to go ahead and backtrack to Catfish and check that one out. He did pick up the flute, but he still has to go activate it, so we can't really use it yet. And yeah, so this also makes Solski's Mire check earlier without the cane no different. So it's got to be T-Rock, man.
T-Rock or Swamp. I don't think there's any other options at this point.
And at this point, Solski is probably going to route in T-Rock right after finishing up Hera. Once he finds that cane.
Yeah, he is right there. It'd be kind of a waste to go anywhere else.
Well, this might be a sewer check for SuperNinTaylor. Once he checks the pyramid, might be able to get his silver arrows.
So hopefully he is aware that he hasn't done it yet. And this map is needed for him. I believe he doesn't know. He hasn't.
What Hyrule Castle is?
Oh yeah, not that map. I'm always. Now he should know, based on that map check, exactly where all the pendants are. So that is full knowledge for both players now.
Oh, and he's not opting to go to Catfish. Or to go into Sewer Chest, so could be missing out on those silvers, and at this point, it'd be hard to say if he's ever going to get them. Yeah, man. Get some frame drops here. Hopefully he gets caught up. And Solski taking out Moldorn 1, dropping some bombs just for safe measures. Make sure he's real dead for real life. Grab that bug net.
Hopefully we get a little glimpse of what Catfish throws. Not looking promising. Oh yeah, we did, okay.
Big 20, alright.
So yep, definitely T-Rock and Swamp. I don't think there's anything left.
So this is looking good for Solski right now. SuperNinTaylor will more than likely go activate that flute and then check the mire area.
Trying to really think about what could be missing, but there's not really anything that comes to mind.
I don't know, if you're
the small key for desert actually comes to mind.
Oh yeah, that was in... Where was that? Oh, wasn't that in Hera? No, that wasn't in Hera Basement. Was that in Hera Basement? I think it was in Hera Basement. They both have it, so... But yeah,
no.
That's gonna be new information for us. But if you're SuperNinTaylor, what do? Do you go do Mire and those 2 chests in Desert, still 2 dungeons you can't complete, or do you go to Pendant T-Rock where you can do... Oh, there's Pod!
You go to Pendant T-Rock.
You go to Pendant T-Rock.
Yeah, it was actually the hookshot ledge, not that that matters. The little mountain ledge portion right beside T-Rock that had the desert small key.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're seeing a powder here. Oh, no, we're seeing nothing here. Something Solski has already done, so no new information there. No hook shot, so he has to go around the normal way.
All right, what else are we gonna find?
Along.
We could easily find all the big keys that we need to beat the game.
That would be wonderful.
And a hook shot.
That is T-Rock. Well, you didn't get bow in here, so it's got to be hook shot.
Because it's always bow, and if it's not bow, it's something else.
Exactly.
Our piece.
See?
Hook shot. Oh my gosh, all right. So we are just a Desert Palace and a Meyer big key away from go mode for Solski. And it looks like SuperNinTaylor is going to potentially take the Desert/Meyer gamble. Oh, it's not a gamble. But yeah, Solski going straight to Hookshot Cave, which is actually really wise. Hooking a rock that's not there anymore. I know what he was trying to do, but that's funny. Oh, Meyer, one more to go. Come on, give us another big key. Oh, 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 what a tease. What a tease. Wow. So yeah, he's going to opt to go ahead and head back into T-Rock. He is now a Desert Palace big key away from go mode. That was a really good play, though, leaving to go check Hookshot Cave. Because, you know, let's say the Desert Palace big key is like the next chest he finds. He would have full cleared T-Rock for no reason. Yeah, that seems to always happen, though. It's like, you're looking for big keys, and you find one, it's like, oh, it's the big key to a dungeon I don't need to go to, or I don't need in order to beat the game.
So we've got no big key on Taylor, unfortunately. Oh boy. That could be pretty important, right? That could be a pod small key on the Lumberjack.
Yeah, well, I'll have to wait and see next time he pauses how many pod keys he still has.
Well, he's used one on the big key chest, so and he's unlocked the front door. So I believe he has to get a fifth. Solski does. I don't think NinTaylor does, because I don't believe he entered the front door yet. So
I feel like he went to pod with only 3 at the time. So he might have acquired a 4th one.
Yeah, but unfortunately, with the keys that he has to open, he can only leave one door. Well, he can leave. He can clear it if he doesn't grab the chest that's in the
Yeah,
room.
if he goes there in go mode, he can go straight to Helma with just 1 key and be fine, because he's already opened that first chest,
Yeah,
or that first door.
maze, so he doesn't have to worry about that right now.
But yeah, once again, Desert Palace right side not holding anything of value, and SuperNinTaylor going for the Meyer dive, which we already know. The only thing we got in here was a Thieves Town small key, so unless that Desert Palace big key is on that stupid Thieves Town big chest,
Oof.
this isn't going to be the right play for SuperNinTaylor.
Nope.
Alright, Solski does have an extra pod key, so if he can find what he needs and not have to full clear the rest of pod, his misadventures at the beginning of the dungeon, the first time he was in pod, won't come back to bite him in the butt. Yeah, at this point, it's really hard to say who's in the lead. I mean, Solski does have a lot of extra items, but until we find that Desert Palace big key, which could be pretty much anywhere except on Landmills or in the Desert Palace big chest or in G Tower, it's really hard to say.
Yeah, not too much information on where it is right now. It honestly could be pretty much anywhere in the game aside from G Tower, which is kind of rough. It's like the chase for the ice rod in normal mode, where you're just running around, hopefully finding it.
As long as it's not like at Trinex, and Solski has to come back here with an ice rod and that other small key.
that would be mean, because the Ice Rod search is already kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's got 4 chests coming up, 4 perfect laser skips. He'll be using his Cane of Burna to get through that, or just, you know, the
That's an
boots.
interesting strat. The path he took there to avoid all damage.
That's good. All right, let's see what we got.
No mirror shield here. Oh boy, exciting.
Oh, good stuff. Oh, we're getting there. Getting closer. 1 more to go.
And
Is
still
this...
jump. Oh.
Wait for it.
And nothing.
Big 20. All right, well, at least now he's going to be able to finish off Meyer, which, I don't know. I guess he's probably going to go do Pod next and then finish off Eastern Palace. Or he's going to go for the Swamp play. Yeah, you do have all of Swamp. And, you know, he doesn't want to go back to Pod because he's already been there.
Yeah. And you're still not feeling like you're comfortable with the key count.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he's wanting to like finish off Pod in go mode so he doesn't have to check those other chests. All right, new material coming up, and SuperNinTaylor picking up a blue pot. Let's see where he heads to next. This has to be the T-Rock play. Yeah, at this point, Solski with, I'd say, a pretty good lead. If, you know, he does all of Swamp Palace and finds literally nothing, like no Desert Palace big key, and SuperNinTaylor goes somewhere else, like kills Helmastar for the big key or something, then we'll be a little bit different, because the difference of a full clear Swamp versus a go mode Swamp is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're losing like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Worrying about that left side just in general.
I kind of expect to find...
Could you imagine?
That's too good. That's so good. All right, that's twice now he's been bamboozled. Do we have any more? No, that's all. Oh, he could still find the Ice Palace big key and get 1 more bamboozle in.
And then once that goes through, he's got 3 different one location spots in dungeons he's already been to that he has to go back for.
Aw, man, SuperNinTaylor getting blocked by the Dead Rock. Just gotta be careful not to accidentally do it again. It is really annoying that you can't walk through them while you're in iframes.
Yeah, you just gotta either wait it out or walk off the screen.
It is also worth noting that I don't know if or when SuperNinTaylor will ever go check that super chest, because once he does this, he's going to have access to more stuff.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that isn't going to be a thing unless he gets to the point where Desert Key is just locked away and goes on a wild hunt to try and find it.
I guess probably the... Oh, is this it? Oh!
Yes.
That's amazing. 3 in a row. Oh, poor Solski. That's enough to make anyone, like, just want to shut the game off and walk away. Classic Keysanity.
Slowly put a cap over your game screen and then turn it off.
Well, if Swamp is a bust, he can go back to Skull Woods and check the big chest. He can go back to Ice Palace and check the big chest.
Go back to Thieves Town and check the big chest.
Yup. He's got options. And all those could easily be locations where this big key is. And
I
that's
just
what's-
imagine it being in desert this whole time.
Where would you put it?
Vanilla, of course.
We've already seen that. SuperNinTaylor went there before Meyer. Nice try, though.
I can dream.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen any vanilla stuff this seed at all.
And I don't believe it's possible for any to exist anymore.
Well, I guess vanilla in the sense that it's in the same dungeon, not in their vanilla location. What are you talking about? What do you mean it can't exist?
In the seed, what's left?
Oh, in this seed. Okay.
Yeah, we're just out of options now.
Right. I thought you just meant in general. I was like, what the hell are you talking
I think
about?
we can get like a small key in a desert, or not a desert, a GT chest. That's about that's all we can hope for at this point. I think there's one GT left.
Oh yeah, true.
Or is there only
No. There's 4, and apparently Solski has all 4.
Oh, I didn't notice that he got all 4 then. Oh yeah, we've seen all 4. It's on my little sheet here.
Nice silver arrow to take out phase 2 of Argus real quick. Rewarded with a heart piece, so he's probably gonna go. Well, he's already got his mirror, so he might opt to skip that left side swamp, which is a little scary.
Oh boy. I would never skip left side swamp. I probably would have done it before going to the back, actually, in Keysanity.
Okay, good. He's going back in. Oh, and we see
Is,
the little Bomberman bunny spray. I always forget that that's a thing.
Right.
He's so cute.
It's a
Opting to
little odd
skip that.
Matched with the frog though, but
Yeah, I think it was meant as a placeholder, but then it just never got replaced. Because I think they were working on making a more accurate frog sprite based on the Chrono Trigger, instead of just putting Frog's face on Link's body.
I'd say this worked just fine.
Yeah.
I think they just need to make their own Bomberman sprite and then give the frog like a Toad sprite or something weird.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, you'd make it look like a prince.
You'd make him look like the Mesamune. Just in the ground.
I guess.
I don't know. I've only played Chrono Trigger through like twice, maybe 1.5, I'd say.
I have never played it, so it goes over my head.
Actual human form? That's stupid. Y'all dumb. Just kidding.
Wow.
You're smart. I'm dumb. I'm big, you're small.
Willard the Bully.
Alright, so let's talk about this. This last big key could easily be left side right here, and Solski's about to hit go mode in sub 130. It could be in the pod big chest or at Helma. Could be in the Ice Palace big chest. Could be in the Thieves Town big chest. Could be in the Skull Woods big chest. For Solski, it could be north of Graveyard because he hasn't checked that yet. Or it could be in the second chest in Castle Tower since we haven't been up there yet.
Yep. And that key at Lumberjack could be a pod key.
Ugh.
It's actually really likely at this point, I think. I think there's one Meyer. I actually don't know the key counts. I should.
Yeah, I'm surprised we actually. Oh, no, it could also be in the Meyer big chest or at Vidi. Forgot about that one. I'm surprised we haven't found any pod keys while we were in here. It just seemed like a good place to put them. All right, moment of truth. Will this be the go mode he was looking for? No.
So yeah, based on what we found, one Meyer key is missing. One ice key is missing. I believe one Skull Woods. And 2 pods, so there is a decent chance that the Lumberjack key is a pod key.
And we're going back into Mystery Mire. And or checking the 2 chests in right side DP. I'd say do Mire, then Mirror, then check Desert. Just looks like he's probably going to do that. What was the last? He found Pod Big Key in T-Rock, and then Meyer Big Key was in Laser Bridge or Hookshot Cave. So this could be. I could easily see this being like the next piece of the puzzle. Big chest holding the DP Big Key. Remember this when this was going to be a jet seed, and here we are.
Yeah, it looked really good at the first 10 minutes. It was entertaining, to be sure. Now it's still entertaining, but it's at the point where you're just wondering, how could it not be found yet? Where's this last item?
Basically, at this point, it's like anyone's guess. I don't think Solski's going to be able to go this way since he doesn't have a small key, and he hasn't opened this door.
Nope.
So he's going to have to go around the other way.
Which I believe is faster anyways to go that way.
I feel like you have to go through a couple warps, though.
That's true.
Yeah, this is just one of those reasons why this dungeon could be done without finding any small keys prior to going here. It helps for making it a little bit faster, but you can do everything with the small keys that you find off of enemies or in pots in here. But it's like SuperNinTaylor's going to go back and make the pod play, so we're going to find out from either player which one holds that required progression. One location that we can definitely mark off as not important or not going to happen is the Pyramid Fairy Crystals, seeing as Desert is one of the Pyramid Fairy Crystals.
Yeah, that's not in their mind anymore, unless for some reason they want like a shovel. I don't know. You'd have to be worried if it was a 100% run.
Someone makes a good point. There is a slight chance that SuperNinTaylor might have skipped out on Hookshot Cave by accident. Which would be extremely unfortunate if that's the case, since there is a required big key up there. So he's going to have to make an extra trip up to Death Mountain if that's the case.
Yeah, he was in there once and did the little bonk, but the other 3 chests still are large and they are valuable.
Mm-hmm. All right, Viddy, what do you got? So Silver Arrows makes this fight extremely easy.
It's a real challenge. Speedrunner only strat there. You just shoot things.
Is this it? Is this it? This is it. That's it. All right.
It.
Solski.
Man, what a time to find it. Ready to mirror and go.
Hour 32 has hit go mode. What a legend. Now the question is, though, I wonder if SuperNinTaylor would have routed differently had he gone into Hookshot Cave and found Mire. At the same time, though, he had just done Misery Mire before going up to T-Rock, while Solski had done... Well, he'd done it quite a while ago. I don't know.
I'm sure Solski knows... Well, that's a bonk. I'm sure Solski has all the knowledge to complete pod routing and whatnot with the keys that he has, but it technically could not be go mode, depending on what he does with his keys. I would imagine
he's fine.
He's wrong, but
yeah, he's good. He's fine. He doesn't even have to go through the bow section because he unlocked that first door.
Yeah, but he'd have to run to the back for some weird reason to use his keys over there to cost himself the easy clear. No sword.
I wonder if it's one of those things where it's like, I was just at Mire, I don't want to go back to Mire, so I'll go do pod because it's still, new information. I mean, it was a 50-50 at this point, and at least he's gonna, as long as he goes to Mire next, he'll be able to go mode Swamp.
I don't know if I'd call this 50-50 because it's Helmosaur is technically locked right now and he can't complete it.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
By logic, he shouldn't be here.
So where the heck are those pod keys then?
Well, I'm sure one of them is Lumberjack, because the odds of that not being a Lumberjack key is so low now. It's unbelievable. And the other one, who knows?
We're still missing a Castle Tower key, though.
I think he found it.
No, I mean, you need 2, don't you? Yeah, you need 2 to get through.
I didn't mark them, so I don't know. I was under the impression they each found a different one, but...
Oh, there's one.
Yeah. Well then.
So, whatever issues we had with Solski's pod routing earlier is completely unimportant.
No, he's going to go to the back and waste all his keys.
he's just going to go back and soft lock.
Exactly. don't even think that, I guess you'd just have to find the Aga Tower key at that point. Try to. I would laugh if that Aga Tower key isn't even pod, but there's like what, one key left for it to land on.
Well, we still have the Skullwoods big chest, the Ice Palace big chest, the Evestown big chest. That's why it's only 6 keys to not soft lock, not to beat them. It's just to not. Because most players do know how to route pod to save keys.
Yes.
So, and
Typical
as
player
always,
we'll get through with 5 quite easily.
yeah, if you have 4, you can full clear it with a hammer jump and 2 and mirroring out twice. If you have 5, then you can use it differently. You can, skip hammer jump maybe.
Technically complete it in, I believe, 2 with a lot of the chests checked if you skip the 2 single chest keys.
Yeah. So, but hopefully it gets fixed with V29 coming up.
I think
just
every enemy on Taylor's screen just disappeared.
Yeah. It is kind of frustrating because I feel like players have to kind of tiptoe around pod, which kind of takes the fun out of it. But we work with what we got, and most of the time it's a non-issue. Oh, only a big heart. So
sad hearts.
SuperNinTaylor, what's the next play? Are you gonna go straight to Meyer, or is this gonna be a swamp? Mountain.
Well, Meyer would be a disaster since he still hasn't gotten that key.
Right. This might be a hookshot cave check. And he probably realized as soon as he entered pod, like, oh crap, I forgot.
I don't think he's been to Spike Cave yet, though.
True.
So this might be Spike Cave and hopefully Memory.
Oh, that's true. This could be a seed where it's like, do all this, go to desert, beat desert, go to Pyramid Ferry, get a Castle Tower key, go do Aga, get a pod small key.
Yeah. I don't think that Aga can lock his own key yet. I think by logic that's not possible.
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't be surprised if they added that in, because technically it's just a key location locked behind a key.
Yeah. Well, I know they were talking about having this beatable, quote-unquote beatable mode. Oh, and SuperNinTaylor gets blocked by a dead rock again, which is even more frustrating right now, because it's like, I shouldn't have to be here right now. I should have done this the first time.
Yeah, it's just some of those unfortunate routing choices.
But a fortunate routing option for Solski, just going to be able to mirror and then finish Eastern right now. So his early pod check was actually not too bad then. Because at least it got him information about what T-Rock is. He found out it was a pendant. And he got the powder, which is nice. There's the big key to Meyer. So I'd say SuperNinTaylor has a good chance of heading to Meyer immediately right now. Or Swamp. It's a dilemma. 10, what is there, like 10 chests in Swamp?
Yeah, something like that. Although it's not like the worst play. It takes extra time, but you still get the crystal you need.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like a sub 2 hours. I'd say maybe like a sub 150. Really good start overall, and then I think really the biggest play was definitely Ice Palace. Having that Tower of Hera big key, which led to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it worked out really well for NinTaylor, but unfortunately he didn't get the right locations after that, so it kind of just slowly piled up on him.
Yeah. It would have been huge for him if he had gone up to, after Ice Palace, gone up to Death Mountain next.
Yeah.
And put off Pod and Eastern. Because, so, it could have been routed.
He got the bow before any of those trips, but unfortunately,
yeah, you're right.
followed up to T-Rock and all that, which would have really sealed it in for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
I think
because
with-
well, he couldn't because he didn't have Bombos in Eastern.
Yeah, the not going to Eastern right away hurt him a lot.
Yeah, so this was a forced Eastern Palace double dip, and I think that was technically the only forced double dip, if I recall correctly. I don't know. There might have been a few small keys that you were required to get from other dungeons to do other stuff, but yeah. Had he made the Eastern Palace play earlier, he would have been able to do a lot more in Death Mountain. Yeah, Solski heading up to GT. He has plenty of big keys, plenty of firepower, as well as the big key. Plenty of small keys, big key, blah, 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 blah. So this will be a quick check. Up straight through the gauntlet. And, there's still the whole silver arrows situation as well for SuperNinTaylor.
And with the big key in hand, he's just going straight upstairs once he gets there. Solski not going to be taking any time doing any of that side stuff. No GT chests today.
Yeah, there's really nothing that he needs at this point. And, if he's willing to skip the mirror shield, he's more than likely to not want to find a gold sword just to save those little bitty baby frames. I wonder if he would have grabbed it if he didn't have Kinaburna. Yeah, as far as Keysanity goes, this is going to be a really good time overall. Basically, anything sub 2 in Keysanity is pretty good.
That's a definitely good time. Would beat regular open mode times, I'm sure, all the time. I think what a 145 is a somewhat average time for open mode, so getting that close in a Keysanity is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was, as far as I know, a dungeon that you could have go-moded Swamp Palace. And then you could have just gotten the big key out of Ice Palace and then bailed on the rest. But, nobody's going to make those plays when they're still looking for stuff. Especially in Keysanity with how many extra stuff you need.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about what this game might have intended.
Quick kill from NinTaylor with the cape. It's actually kind of interesting. He dashed through Vidi after all of them had died, like just because there were 3 left to kill, so he got a free hit on it, which saved him an arrow.
And for SuperNinTaylor, all he has to do is head back to Desert, finish this, and then he can go mode Swamp Palace before he can head up to GT. So, still also going to be a really good time for him. Yeah, I thought that Ice Palace play by SuperNinTaylor, despite me not noticing that he got that Hera big key, was like... At first I thought it was like a play that was going to ruin him, but then that big key led to so much, as well as the crystal. I was like, oh, this is the play. But, Solski making the play for Ice Palace not too far afterwards. Of course, he did clear all of Death Mountain before doing it, so SuperNinTaylor had a little bit easier and quicker and more efficient route through Death Mountain. But, yeah, not getting Bombos early, and then later missing that hookshot cave. An extra trip up Death Mountain costs a lot of time. What would you say the average time to get up the gauntlet is with boots? Tempered sword? Rod Silvers.
actually have no idea. I rarely think about the time difference between starting Gauntlet and ending Gauntlet. I don't know. It's the one time where the timer just goes away from me and I don't think about it anymore. So I don't have a track of how long it takes. I just call it like a 6-minute average Gauntlet, which I'm sure is not great for other players, but that's what I just come up with in my mind for how long it'll take me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good idea of what it'll take.
Probably should have checked to see what time he entered G Tower, or at least entered the Gauntlet to kind of get an idea. Got to have that data set.
Getting that full 0 out of 27.
Will he check that last chest
Better not.
For the mems?
Every time we've done this, the runner ruins it on me, and I don't get to see that nice 0 out of 27. Yeah.
Hey! There you go. You got what you wanted, Futon.
I'm a happy boy.
Yeah, there's no real reason to check that chest at all, especially when you have Red Tunic, Tempered Sword, Silvers, full health.
Yeah, could be gold, but I mean, is that really in your mind right now?
Sometimes players might gamble it if, like, they have no health. Like, oh, sweet, Sank Heart or a Heart Container to get me full health. But when you have powder in the previous room, it's completely unnecessary. Ooh, missing the second one on that one, so 2-1 so far.
Yeah, I probably still would have checked it just for the hope on the gold sword saving me like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah. Alright, 4-cycle Agatu for Solski, 2-1-2-1, not bad. And SuperNinTaylor gonna be go moding through Swamp Palace before making his way up. So yeah, it's gonna be really close. Might be just shy of a sub 2 for SuperNinTaylor. It really depends on how quickly this goes. Also, that his rupee count is really satisfying to look at, especially with his bomb and arrow count next to it.
Yeah.
Please don't use silvers. Do silverless just so we can keep the dream alive.
I have bad news. Although if he uses them, he goes down to 10. That's okay.
Well, unless he misses.
Hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. Solski!
Pushed around.
Oh no! Does he have a fairy?
I don't think he does.
Oh my god. Well, there's Ganon for you.
Give it another try.
Yeah. He got the 1-cycle on phase 1, which is, you know, really nice to get. But yeah. He's not gonna get it this time, but that way he'll get this beautiful top right corner where you can just do. Ooh.
What? No.
Solski, what are you doing? Just.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm surprised he doesn't know this. If you just sit in the corner and spin, whilst in the corner, you'll always get double hits on him every time.
It has worked.
Fortunately, he still got his 1-cycle, but that was super goofy.
Dying there would have been a little unfortunate.
Yeah, nobody ever dies to Ganon with Tempered Sword, Red Tunic, and 13 hearts. Ooh, that's going to be another thing when SuperNinTaylor sees that message. Though I feel like a lot of times players don't even read it. They just cycle through it. They're like, I've already committed to this. I'm not going anywhere.
I think he just got a sliverless hit in there. Just
He
by
did.
the timing.
Which, you know, a lot of people say that it's, you know, you have to use spins in order to get it, but slashes with Tempered Sword also works. Tempered and gold. They're just, spins have a lot more, you know, more range of making sure you make the hit.
Yeah, the whole hitbox is there for a lot longer.
GG's to Solski. Once he walks out of the door, he will be our first place finisher, finishing with a time of 1:49.03. So congratulations to him. He stays alive in the tournament, making through one more round. Now, of course, when I say that, I mean in the sense that the only people that are going to make it into top 8, this is Swiss, so there's 5 rounds of Swiss. Only people that are going to make it into top 8 are those that go 5-0, and then we're gonna have a huge tiebreaker race for everyone that goes 4-1. But unfortunately for SuperNinTaylor, that means he is now out of the running for that top 8. He of course still has 3 more races that he can do for the tourney, and he better do them because everyone needs tourney practice in lieu of the other Link to the Past tournaments coming up, including the NMG tournament and the Spring Randomizer tournament. So,
yep, I believe there's, although I don't know if it's still going, it might already be done, but there's an all dungeons as well if you're into the glitches.
I think that was just like an exhibition race.
Ah, well, that would make sense.
On a Saturday. I missed it. I need to go check it out, but yeah, let's give it up for Solski. Yes, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I guess
let's see if he wants to hop in here. You want to do that?
I guess.
It's easy.
Solski?
Just type letters. Yeah, overall, that was an interesting seed. A lot of good stuff up front. Dark World Access at 1:12. And then a packed T-Rock and Hookshot Cave for all the required big keys that we still had left to get. There were 3 big keys up in that one quadrant of the map. Yeah, SuperNinTaylor now heading into G Tower, so he'll be making the climb pretty soon. Yeah, we will get the pleasure of seeing some silverless strats from SuperNinTaylor. Because he might be looking for silvers, he might still opt to go ahead and check a few chests up along the gauntlet, so who knows, maybe we'll find our, I don't know, some wacky item. The shovel, ice rod, mushroom.
Everything.
Probably just a lot of junk items.
Gotta find some maps and compasses that we missed.
Alright, I'll be right back. You have to talk to Solski.
Uh-oh. Well, until Solski shows up, we have SuperNinTaylor clearing through the gauntlet right now. Hey, there's Solski.
Hey guys.
Hello. Bewildered is AFK, because he's a fool.
Confirmed.
So how'd that feel?
Keysanity races and tournaments are stressful.
That's understandable.
I honestly felt behind for half of it, and I just didn't know where I was. One of the good things I have is like a good sense of where I am in a race. And in Keysanity, I just don't really have that yet, so that was a little overwhelming for half the race there.
Yeah, it was really odd all over the place at the end there, because at the start it was just like, here's all the items, here, you're set. Go into Skullwoods 5 minutes in if you want. But then,
yeah, and I felt like that was going to make it a lot smoother and a lot quicker, which really it could have, depending on how you played the seed, right? But, I mean, for me, going to pod early without the bow was pretty risky, but I felt with what keys we had, it was a pretty big tell. If I didn't get anything there, it would be else. I would probably find it in another dungeon, which we ended up finding a lot of the value in T-Rock, right? But
yeah,
I was not happy when I saw it at Old Man, though, because, yeah.
yeah. I was happy with the choice to hold off on Death Mountain for as long as possible, but it's really frustrating when it's like the first item you get when you finally go there is really useful.
Yeah, and I was basically just leveraging the strength of going to Eastern early and getting that flute, right? So let's check out all those areas, and then it checked out Death Mountain. I think I checked out Mire before I went up there too.
Yeah.
Right afterwards, and it just, ugh. I was actually hoping to get that big key for Hera, and then I found it in Ice Palace, and I got like double mad. It was pretty funny.
Unfortunately for NinTaylor, he did not check on Eastern for a long time, so he didn't have the bombos for investigating Mire. He didn't have the flute for actually checking my area to begin with. And
that's
he couldn't go to
unfortunate.
T-Rock.
Yeah, I actually thought I was losing this 100%, especially when Swamp had nothing. I committed to left side. I was like, well, there's another 2 minutes I lost. So
Yeah, it was
But-
interesting because like both you guys double dipped Pod, both of you double dipped Eastern, both of you double dipped Meyer. SuperNinTaylor got to go mode Swamp, but it was definitely he missed the hookshot cave after T Rock. And, you know, that's where the Swamp House big key and the Meyer big key was. Swamp House big key didn't matter, but the Meyer big key was pretty important. So,
yeah,
you know,
that was
another
like
trip up Death Mountain is a little costly.
that was the old baby cave because I was looking for 3 big keys and I got 2 and one of them was needed. I was like, oh, nice.
Dude, we were laughing so much at how often you got debated.
Oh, it was pretty brutal.
And speaking of debated, there was the gold sword was on the pedestal. So
Nice.
just had to get that ice rod somewhere. But yeah, it was like you went into Meyer or into Hookshot Cave and just like, all right, here's the Meyer one. We just need desert. Here's swamp. Here's skull.
Yeah.
Here's ice palace. It was good.
I would be lying if I didn't say I was getting incredibly mad at that. Especially in
Yeah.
Swamp because you got the other 2 big keys, right? So yeah, like I said, Keysanity races are stressful.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially when you have Dark World access at 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a record.
Faster than before progressives for what I've seen as well. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen even non-progressive go instantly like that.
And in a Keysanity, that's like even more crazy because I've had it maybe 5-6 minutes in, never that fast.
And it's like, what do? Do you take the bait? Do you go to the Dark World, or do you opt to just keep clearing Light World because you know there's going to be stuff in the Light World that you need to get?
Yeah, that's probably why I just stuck to Light World access to start, just in case I missed something like a key or anything like that. I didn't want to kind of shoehorn myself into dipping to dungeons just way too early and not getting potential value, like the keys or whatever.
You also did get a really good routing option of putting off Hyrule Castle until you found the mirror and hammer and got to do Pyramid into Hyrule Castle into Aga or whatever.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a risk because I was hoping I would hit mirror before then, and then we hit both mirror and hammer, and I was really happy with that because I could have done a north route into Pyramid, but getting both was really nice there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another unfortunate situation for SuperNinTaylor. He actually never went. He did escape relatively early, so he had that swamp small key, but he never went back to check Aga Tower or that sewer chest. So he's gonna have to do silverless strats here.
Oh, nice.
So would have been another. If the race had been a little bit closer with routing and whatnot, it would have been another little advantage that you would have had.
That's okay. I tried to throw the race by walking into Ganon like 7 times with Red Mail.
That was
I was showing you guys an exhibition on how not to Ganon. It was pretty fun.
Uh-huh. Speaking of how not to Ganon, what was up with that top right corner strat?
Oh, with the blue cane because I didn't want to die again.
You just go up there and you spin 4 times. You get the
I
double
know.
hit every time. Why did you do that?
I think I felt like I was off timing because I slashed sideways a couple times. I'm like, I'm not going to get the 12 now. Because I don't know, I just like doing slashes over spins for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, time for the lag cane, make it safe.
Fair
I
enough.
honestly wasn't paying attention to my health counter the first time either. I thought it was good for 1 more hit. So that's why I didn't really cape or hookshot or anything. I was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, fair enough. It was funny. Because I feel like everything you've done so far in the run was like pretty spot on, and then that happened. You're like, come on, man.
I don't know how that Ganon got off a bat there. It's a pretty good slash.
It was also cool because like Futon and I were joking the whole time. It's like, oh man, now they should go do Mothula because you got like green potion, half magic, fire, all these things, sword, and then you guys actually in perfect sync killed Mothula at the exact same time.
That's nice.
It was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the half magic for that. It just made it a lot safer.
Yeah. That was another thing. It didn't really make that big of a difference because SuperNinTaylor, had Tempered Sword, but he didn't have half magic or Bombos going into the Ice Palace Cold Stare fight.
That was actually crazy that Ice Palace had the Hera key. Was the big key ever found? Oh yeah,
you found it. Yeah, it was in Swamp.
That's right.
Yeah, it was interesting waiting to see where that Desert Palace big key was going to pop up because it could have been anywhere. It could have been that second chest in Castle Tower. It could have been in Thieves Town big chest, Skullwood's big chest. Ice Palace big chest. It's yeah, it's just convenient that it ended up popping up on a boss. Oh no! Taking a death. You don't think he has a fairy. That's unfortunate.
I believe he's got.
That's the thing you got to watch out for is the fire rod shot, like hitbox. If you're too close to a torch, it just goes right over it and doesn't even light it. And what's worse is he did it once already. Oh, and he starts the fight by walking right into him. Oh.
Yeah, it was unfortunate too because he'd had a perfect start where he got 2 spins off before the torches went out, but he chose fire rod instead of lamp, which made his timing not perfect, so he didn't get the free kill there.
Well, at least he's getting a nice free phase 2.
See, this is how to do it, Solski.
And then he just hookshot to the torch and you're fine.
That hook shot to the torch is actually surprisingly difficult at times. I get hugged by bats a lot when I try to do that.
Well, try harder.
I know.
I didn't know you actually played this game. I never see you race.
Nope. I just test things for people. That's it.
Yeah, and play co-op with some loser. Yeah, here's the thing, Solski. So you're sitting at 1-1. You still are in the running to make it into top 8 if you can win out. How you feeling on your chances?
The real final boss for me there will be getting the day off to be able to race, but I got that extra obstacle. I'm sure I'll be able to work out, but otherwise, we'll just see how the pairings come. There's a lot of strong racers in this tournament, and in Rando in general, a lot of guys can just surprise you and kind of take games off you, right? So it's going to be an uphill battle for sure since I can't lose a race. So
yeah, it's a scary place to be.
Yeah, definitely not dropping my guard. Definitely not taking anyone for granted and just kind of racing my best every time.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like not only do you have to rely on kind of the luck of the Keysanity run itself, but you have to kind of be at the grace of the challenge gods and get a good matchup because we're still early in the Swiss round, so the pairings aren't really necessarily even because some of the pairings in round 1 someone won with a 3-hour finish, so yeah,
it'll kind of equalize there.
I feel like round 3 is going to be really when we start seeing some more like even matchups.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, SuperNinTaylor getting that fire sword. That always looks really nice. Once he walks to that door, he will be finishing the seat off. First, he's got to stand in place for a little bit with his fire rod.
It's friendly bee.
And there we go. GG. 202-26. Good job to both of our runners. This was a very interesting seed. That really just came down to where the heck are these big keys? Because, once we had hookshot, then it's like, all right, I have so many options. So,
yeah,
especially it's the worst is when you have all these single locations or 2 locations like Big Chest and Boss, and then all of Swamp Palace. It's like, how do I choose correctly?
Yeah, it definitely would have made for a really fun open and standard because you had so much right at the start, and it's just like, okay, do dungeons. And
exactly,
then that would have been like pretty free, but yeah, that extra layer of just finding keys kind of stifled us for a bit there.
Yeah, it was also just like, go to Skull Woods to get the hammer and Thieves Town big key to go to Thieves to do all that. It was kind of like, it was relatively linear at first, and then it kind of opened up once we had... I think once Mir was acquired, then things kind of got a little interesting, especially with your flute early. Like, then you're thinking, all right, Meyer, I have bombos. I just got to go find the boots. And then, or a hookshot, and then boots was in Peg Cave. And you're like, now what? Now what do I do?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I dipped Meyer early. But like I said, just unfortunate it didn't work out.
Yeah. All right, we're going to bring SuperNinTaylor in. Welcome, SuperNinTaylor GG.
Hello, thank you.
How you feeling about that one? Aside from the Ganon death, how are you feeling about that one?
You know, I was actually trying to die. I mean, I wasn't trying to die, but I was hoping I would die almost, because I know the first fight I was trying to show off the one cycle Ganon, then I failed it, and I was like, I hope I just die so I can redo this. And then I got my wish, and then I messed it up again. I was like, you know what, screw this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
At least you got the fire rod thing at the end. That was fun.
Yeah. Like, I was down to 1 heart. I knew I had a potion, so I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do this 1 heart. If I die, that's okay. I'll try to show off the 1 cycle.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Here we go. It's like, oh, I messed it up again.
I was kind of curious because like you missed the fire rod shot the first time and then you missed it again. So I was like, you have to realize that if you stand too close with the fire rod, you're gonna miss that torch. So
yeah, I kind of picked up on that the second time. The first time I was like, was I just not low enough? Then it happened again. I was like, okay, so apparently I can't be right in front of the torch.
yeah, stupid broken game.
Yeah.
But overall, how'd you feel about the seed?
The seed, I don't know, I guess it was okay. My mind was half in it. I had a phone call halfway through, so I was like playing and talking at the same time.
Oh, was that where you were in Death Mountain?
Yeah, when I forgot about Hookshot Cave and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. That was an unfortunate situation for you because Solski, after he did the right side and got the hookshot, he immediately mirrored out and checked Hookshot Cave before diving.
Yeah, I almost thought about doing that, but when it gave me like every single Turtle Rock key plus the big key, I was like, maybe there's something deeper, but there wasn't. So,
I mean, fortunately, both you guys did full clear all you could, minus try next.
Yeah.
But it really, I'd have to go back and like watch. I'm not 100% sure what like the huge difference maker was because I mean, just that Hookshot Cave situation. Because you guys both did like double dip Mire. You double dipped the pod. I guess for you it was the late Eastern Palace to get Bombos.
Right, yeah, that could be it.
Then you had to go back up and do Death Mountain again to go to T-Rock, but by that time you had already like gone back into Desert to check the right side, gone and done as much of Mire as you could, went back and did as much of Pod, and then full cleared Eastern, finally getting Bombos before heading back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my execution was a bit sloppy too, though. I'm pretty rusty with this game.
And Keysanity is its own beast.
Yeah, it is.
But overall, it was a very interesting run. Solski finding Dark World access at a minute and 12 seconds.
Wow.
Wait,
so he went straight to Uncle, right? I guess.
Yeah, he started at, I think it was Link's house, and then went up to Uncle, and then went, got bombs from the tree pole outside of Uncle, because it was 4 bomb drops for tier 1, and then went right into Secret Passageway after Sanctuary, so...
I was actually really confused at the start, because I always do the Houlihan at the start. The very first time I went Sanctuary was Flippers. I was like,
that's what I do. I was talking about that. I was like, a lot of players like to start in Sanctuary and do Houlihan immediately, and then boom, Flippers. But you ended up doing it anyway using the other strat, the backup.
I did.
So.
And then I went to Link's house anyway after that. I should have just stayed at Sanctuary and did the normal route through the... I don't know. I was just confused, and I was like, what the heck do I do now?
Yeah, all of a sudden your routine is thrown out of whack. You're like, what do I do? I'm scared.
Because then I realized I had to like farm bombs at below the grove for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you got to go mode swamp, so you missed a lot of the wackiness. On Solski's side, he went to Hookshot Cave, got the Mire Big Key and then the Swamp Big Key. Did all T-Rock, and then when he went to Swamp, he got, I think all 3 of them were in there. He got Skullwood's Big Key, followed by Ice Palace Big Key. So it just kept on getting the wrong Big Key over and over again.
Yeah, I think I got the Skullwoods one. That was somewhere on near the end.
Yeah, that might have been later in T-Rock or something, maybe. But yeah, he did full clear all of Swamp as well as going back in and doing left side.
Yeah, I think Skullwoods might have been the secret chest in Swamp where you push the block. Might have been that one. Because I only checked that and the
you're right.
chest.
That was one of the, that was one of them. Sorry. But yeah. Well, if you guys have any like last thoughts about this seed or anything at all, fortunately, SuperNinTaylor, you're now at 0-2, so your last 3 races are just going to be for glory, for fun. Because you can still,
That's-
if you go 3 and 2, that's still a good place to be.
Yeah, it's all good. That's fine. I'm cool with it. Good job, Solski.
Thanks, man. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming 4 for now. We do have another Keysanity race coming up. It's going to be a quad race. Hitaka versus Tim Lobo and Gland versus, I believe, Taiju. So if you guys want to stick around for that, that'll be starting top of the hour. So I guess we do have some time to kill. So if you want, you can go head on over to Speed Gaming 3, where there is a race going on right now. Let's race that. Donut versus Invictus. So plenty of Keysanity action going on. We have a lot more races as well going on today. Huge shout out to our tracker today, Liam Atlas. Thank you so much. You did a heck of a job. I don't think you made a single mistake. So you guys can still go follow him on his Twitch, even though he made no mistakes. So I made mistakes. So you can unfollow me. Of course, big shouts to my co-commentator, Futon. It's always a blast commentating with you.
Yeah, it was good.
And make sure you guys follow the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming 2, 3, and 4, as well as going to be hitting up a lot of races on the ALTTP Randomizer and even Randomania, so check those out as well. But we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.